Hey everybody, Jeff Helvin here with Ballin Brands, and we're often asked the question, do I need my own website? And the short answer to that, in our opinion, is absolutely yes. Now there's a few different reasons why that question may come up. One may be if we're working with a real estate agent and they're provided a website through their brokerage. Another may be if we're working maybe with a local beauty salon and they do all their business through social media. Maybe they have a Facebook page set up. So these services oftentimes, such as Facebook or a broker provided site, offer the basics. They offer you the ability to display your information, where you're at, what services you offer, maybe even what your hours are, and they also often offer like your contact forms, submission form, a way to communicate with you or book an appointment. So all of these are absolutely great. They're functional for doing general business. However, what they also mostly have in common is that they're not yours. You don't really control what you can or can't do with those. And a lot of times those services are going to change over time as well. So let's just say you are on Facebook, you have a Facebook business page, and you feel like you have a great way I can create events, I can market, I can do Facebook advertising. These are all great ways to conduct business. However, you're still somewhat limited and things may evolve over time. Of course, Facebook continues to fight for market share as new social media platforms roll out. In the case of real estate brokerages, maybe you don't continue to stay with that real estate brokerage. Maybe you move around to another one. There's lots of different scenarios that basically will cause you to have to rebuild. And if you do build a following, you do have marketing, you have customers that are reaching out to you or keeping up with you, and you have to change your platform or where they can reach you, then of course that's going to have some negative impact. So ultimately, the one of the biggest reasons to have your own website is that you own it. You don't have to change where people can access you, where they can get that information from. So that's really the main one. Now, with that being said, that also means that not all websites will provide you that particular option. And what I mean by that is there's build-it-yourself websites, do-it-yourself websites that you can build on your own, such as Weebly or Squarespace. GoDaddy has some. There's lots of different ways to basically get an online presence. But if you don't own the actual domain name, if you maybe are on a particular platform, again, such as GoDaddy, and for some reason you don't like their customer service or their support, and ultimately you want to move away from them, well then now you're going to be in that boat of rebuilding again. So our recommendation is always to have something that, again, you own that's flexible. So we build on WordPress primarily, and WordPress allows us, it's not a hosted platform, meaning it is meant for website development and to allow you to be able to make updates to your website, and it's one of the most widely available platforms and supported platforms out there. So let's just say you have a problem with your website host. Well, you can change host to somewhere else. Let's say you have a problem with your domain names registration. You can register your domain somewhere else. Let's say you want to change your theme and you want to update it to be fresh and new. Well, there's a million themes out there that you can choose to update your website. So, choosing an open platform, something that's easy to manipulate, is going to give you your best advantage. So then the next question, of course, really becomes, well, can I do it myself? Well, absolutely. In some cases, if you're somewhat technical, at least, you can install a theme, make the updates, get it hosted. There's lots of documentation, lots of videos out there that can help you get started. So where we come in is using a professional service like ours, it's really going to be more in kind of what we've learned, what works, where the navigation goes, how to lay out content. If you're competing with search engines or on the search engines, you want to do optimization, how that all plays out. These are all things that you'd need to learn in your business if it's not something you already understand. So a lot of times it does make sense to work with a company such as ours, where we can easily get you set up with best practices, get you put in place, or put you in place, I should say, with your best marketing options. And also, we're in business. We work with a lot of businesses. So we oftentimes have suggestions. Have you thought of doing this? Have you tried that? Maybe this content could be a little bit better if we were to add this or structure it that way. So there's really a lot that, it's a lot more than just setting up a site or installing some files or adding some content. So that's really going to be the biggest thing. And what we like most about the business that we're in, and why we love websites and building websites and really support the concept of owning your own site, is because you never know where your business is going to be in 6 months, 3 months from now sometimes, but especially within a couple years. And you want something that's going to be flexible, things that can change. Your brand might change, your identity might change. All of these things are fairly easy to accomplish on your own website when you have your own website to change that information. If you do offline marketing and maybe your business hours change or your store location changes, something like that, and you're doing offline marketing, if you print all of that on those materials, well, then that all becomes irrelevant. But if you're driving people back to your main website, again, one that you own, that's your domain, then you have the most flexibility to continue to evolve and change that information and have people stay up to date. So even if you're on Facebook or Instagram, these different places, leading them back to the website where you have your content, where you have the latest branding, where you have the latest information, all of those are things that are basically going to make it a lot easier, more cost effective. So the reasons are endless, on why owning your own website is valuable. And, we're happy to have these conversations with you more specifically, so to make sure that it makes sense. You definitely don't want to just spend money just for the sake of spending money, or just have a website just because I told you so. We want to have it in a way that's going to be effective for you in your marketing. So we'd love to help you here at Ballon Brands. If you would like, please email us, team@ballonbrands.com. Of course, you can visit our website at ballonbrands.com for all the latest and greatest information of what we have to provide. So look forward to speaking with you.